What it do, guys? It's D'Anthony here, man, aka Hood Scout, back again for another edition of the Hood Scout podcast. And this is really a unique podcast, a podcast like no other. We're going to have athletes, we're going to have coaches, we're going to have intellectuals, we're going to have media members of all sorts. And don't forget, guys, to like this podcast, share this podcast, and help grow this podcast. This is not just my podcast. This is also your podcast. And the only reason it's going to grow is because you guys are going to be invested in it, guys. Sit back, get your beverage of choice ready, get your popcorn ready, get your dinner ready, get your steak ready, get your vegan meal ready. Tune in, guys. Hood Scout. Peace. Hey, welcome back to another edition of the Hood Scout podcast. Today I got a really great guest. Number one prospect in the 2025 class. Without further ado, tell the people who you are and where you from.
My name is Dakorien. I'm from Duncanville, Texas, class 25.
So, walk me where you grew up at, man, and what was that introduction into sports for you?
I grew up in the Oak Cliff area, honestly. Well, I grew up in the Oak Cliff area, running from my whoopings and all that, you know. But I got into football really when I was around 5. I think I was 4 or 5. I was real young. But I got into that because she seen how fast I was running from my whooping and stuff.
And what team were you playing for?
I think it was like a Ravens team. I forgot.
Okay.
It was some type of Ravens team.
Okay.
But I got into that with my older brother. I used to run over there to his practices. Every time I would finish, you know, I practice to be real quick on flag. We'll just go out there, play, have fun, you know.
Yeah.
And growing up, I had a real bad attitude. Like every time I didn't get the ball, I was hot. Cause I was fast. I was what's the word? I want to say stingy, but spoiled. There you go. I was spoiled. So I got into football when I was like 5, and then I got into track that same year. And once I start getting fast, you know, it's when I start really like getting back into it and wanted to really do it more. And then I kept on doing that. Came when I was 7. I moved to another team. I think it was the Titans, the Oak Cliff Titans. I moved to them. Mm-hmm. And when I got there, it was like they was big on family. Like all of them was like real close. They had good relationships. They went out, did this, and doing that, it's like I really started falling in love with the team. So when we got there, we was competing for our jerseys, our spots, all that stuff. And then game come, dude touching the ball, I'm touching the ball, and it's like we just feeling good about ourselves, you know, because we beating everybody, all this. We won the game before the championship. Came championship, I'm talking about it's a whole different game. We playing some little Hispanic refs or whatever, and they just not giving us nothing. We hot heated. Coaches on the field wanting to argue, wanting to fight, all types of stuff going on. So we end up losing that game by like a touchdown. And then came that next season, our whole team moved up. And being that we had that family bond, you know, it was easy for us to get along, easy to know where everybody's going to fit in. That same year came around, and we went back to the championship. But this time, we played a different team. They was way bigger, though, because this one everybody started growing, really. So they was way bigger. We still ended up beating them. We beat them probably by like 2 or 3 touchdowns. And next year, I think I turned 9. I was finna change and go to another team with another coach. They had tried to talk to my mom, and get me to go over there with a whole lot of other athletes. You know, Tiger, Marshall, all them. Um, I was finna go over there with them, and I ended up coming back. But by the time I came back, the team was full, so I didn't get to get on that roster. And it was this other coach on the higher level. We all knowing each other, but he said I could get on his team. Even though I'm playing with 11 and 12-year-olds.
Dang.
But I ain't really care because I'm a competitor. I compete no matter what we doing. So
Mm-hmm.
I moved up to that. I ain't played a position that I thought I was gonna play. He ended up putting me at tight end. So I'm a little small, but me being a competitor, I'm still out there blocking. I'm still out there hitting, doing whatever. So I went to tight end. We blowing everybody out through the season, having one of the best quarterbacks. We got some big old running backs, everything. So the whole year, our running back having weight problems. Like every time we go up to the scale, he either overweight or can't play that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was terrible. So some weeks we had to play with him. Some weeks we couldn't play with him. Who was going through that the whole year. So some teams thinking they better than us because we didn't have our running back that had a close game with us. But we ain't lose no games that whole year. We end up going out of town for our semifinals games.
Mm-hmm.
When we got out there, we played a team that looked like they were full of grown men. Like it was
Where they from?
they was from I think
Were they from out of town?
Colorado. I
Okay.
think it was Colorado. It
Okay.
was freezing cold out there. Like it was frost cold. Everybody had long sleeves, ski masks, everything. So we down there, we playing a grown man team. Like they huge. They had this one kid. I think he looked like he was finna graduate high school. He was like 6'3", and all us out there 5'6". We still little.
Yeah.
So they put him at running back. We gotta fill the hole every play. That was hard. But they end up scoring only once the first half, and then we had zero. You know, it was hard for us to score. That was a big old team. Came the second half, and I had to start conducting the team. Even though I'm the littlest person on this, I had to start conducting the team. Everybody breaking down, starting the crowd. They think the game getting over. I had to put everybody back in their place, letting them know that we still a team. We got this family. We can come back and beat them. So coach called a play. I'm at tight end. He told me to run a corner. I ran the corner. Quarterback rolled out and threw it to me. I caught it. I'm talking about dude was walking me. Like that made me feel so slow. He was running all the way up on me. But I ended up scoring.
Hey,
And
cut
then,
the light cut off.
you turned the light off? Yeah, brother did. I got it.
Okay. Nah, keep going, bro. Cause you carrying the story. That's good. It's so dark. I don't wanna, how they gonna look on the when we
Yeah.
air it. So go ahead. Like you said he walked you down, and then what happened?
I still ended up scoring. And then I think it was like the fourth quarter. We drive down to like the 5 yard line. It took us like the whole quarter to score that touchdown. Like it was flags being thrown everywhere, but they weren't taking the time back. So the time was just clocking down.
Mm-hmm.
But we end up winning that game, and then we get to Florida for like the top teams at everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We thinking we just the best team out there. Man, our first game, we played some team called the Mustangs.
Where they
I,
from?
I think they were from like Virginia.
Okay.
I think Virginia. Man, they whole team was just fast, like fast. A couple of them had dreads. they was just fast. They had a quarterback. He was probably the fastest person on their team.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he rolled down, he'll get around the corner, juke people. He rocked the whole team and scored. And then they start running the ball, filling the holes, scored again. I'm at safety. He ran through the hole, juked me, scored again. I'm just back there like I don't know what else to do at this point. So they end up beating us. I think they blew us at like 32 to 0. Like we couldn't do nothing. So we came back that next year, and it was like I was on the right grade level now because I'm older playing with the right kids. So how I played last year, he ended up moving me, and I played running back. I think I played running back. Yeah, I played running back. I played running back and linebacker. Uh, what was it? I think it was. Was it that was Coach 6'3", wasn't it? Yeah, Coach 6'3". He ended up putting me at running back and linebacker. I played a little bit of safety,
Okay.
and then I think it was junior. No, that was junior Pee Wee. It was Pee Wee after that. So I got my I got my weight up that next year, and I moved up to Pee Wee. But this time it wasn't all the kids like, cause the kids that we had, they stayed on the right level. I moved up because it was gonna be my last year playing, and I was a little bit overweight of the weight, so I moved up and played with the other kids. And we were supposed to get a quarterback. The quarterback that we had, it would be one of my closest friends since I was real little. He ended up not coming. So he ended up not coming. So the coach asked me, he said, do I mind, like, do I want to play quarterback? Because we didn't have no quarterback. And me being an athlete, knowing I can, I told him, I guess I'll do it. But I ain't never played quarterback before. So it was finna be rough. We going through practices. I start getting this growing pain in my knee. So I'm wearing a brace to almost every practice. Every time we run, I'm hitting them with my knee hurt. I can't run. Stuff like that. I got out of that. So time game comes, I have like actual growing pains. They'll give me some ibuprofen pills or whatnot. And as soon as the game comes, it was like it just went away. Yeah, depending on if we winning or losing. If we winning, I'm feeling good. I'm in a moment. It's like I'm not worried about it. So it just went away. And that was probably the best team we done had. We got to Florida again and playing with the best teams. We beat our first team. Like, it was the first time we ever won a game down there. We beat them like 20-something to 0. And we finna play our second game. We walked past the team that we supposed to play, and they just staring us down, mean mugging us. Like they wanted all the smoke. Man, they was probably the biggest team I have ever seen in Pee Wee football.
Bigger than the Colorado team?
Nah, that team was I think they was from Cali.
Okay.
I want to say Cali. Yeah, Rancho Cucamonga. Maybe they're from Cali. I don't know, but they was big. They had some big old Hispanic running backs. They had that. Their quarterback was a little small. He was about our size, but they receivers and they running backs was huge. So they running the ball, they passing the ball. We not ready for it because they looking like a real organized team. Like they got their schemes together, everything. they keep on scoring. We on offense can't do nothing. They blitzing every play, locking us up on at receiver. I'm like, I don't know what else to do at this point. They get the ball, scored again, head tapped our cornerback. They kicking the ball off, onside kick, like they going full force on us the whole game, and they getting every last one of them because we not prepared for it. So we end up losing that game just to see them in the championship. They end up getting blown out by the team in the championship. So we thinking we wouldn't even have survived that game because we got blown out by a team who just got whooped on in the championship. So
Yeah.
fast forward that next year, I end up playing with DFW Elite with my other homeboys that been wanting me to play with them. I played with that team, and we had our first game. It was like the biggest game that we was ever gonna have that year. We played a team in Georgia. I think it was the Gators, and it was money everywhere going on that game. Like they didn't. Everybody was betting on it. I think Yellow Bees had betted on that game. He posted and bet money that we was gonna beat them, and we ended up getting cheated that game. They had 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds playing on that team, and we was only 12. So we just being athletes went out there playing anyways, trying to beat them. They beat us 21-0 with that team. And we drove all the way down there just for them to cheat us. So we did that, and then fast forward that season, we blowing everybody out, having fun, blowing everybody out. And we get to nationals. I can't go to nationals because it's my first year with the team, and I wasn't really comfortable with it. So that ended up being my last year playing select ball.
Let me ask you this. I was talking to another coach, and he was like, man, he had seen you playing. He seen you run track. And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, that kid he was fast since he was little. Did you, when you were young, did you already know like you fast? Did you already knew you had a gift? Like, did you know you were different?
I wouldn't say I knew that. It was like how I started. Like I was running from my mom's whoopings, so she seen that I was fast, and she put me in track. Once I got in track, once I started running, I just started loving it because I was winning. So everybody on the team was fast, and I started liking the team a lot. That's what kept making me come back and wanting to get better with them every day.
hmm And then let's skip up to middle school, 'cause that's really how I started seeing you. I
Yeah.
think you were already in. I don't know if you was in seventh grade or eighth grade, but you
Mm-hmm.
was in one of them. And then I was like, man, you know, I don't know. You seen with Vance, man. What walk me through that middle school time, and what time did you start like feeling like I'm a little different from my peers?
Um, Probably seventh grade. I wouldn't say I was real different because that was when I really started getting training and stuff. I was still just an athlete out there playing like the rest of them, but I really started getting training in seventh grade. So with D-Rob, he started helping me with my footwork because he could see like the determination in me to want to become a NFL receiver. Like I wanted to make it. So he really started focusing. When I went out there, he started helping me out a lot. And from there is when I started being serious about it. And my what was it? I think it was my team. Yeah, my team. They was good, but a lot of them didn't really like get training. Like they was out there being athletes, having fun, and we were just out there balling together.
How
Yeah,
important was that training? Like, was that you think that was important to receive that
yeah.
training?
It was real important. I still do it to this day. Working with D
Mm-hmm.
Rob,
Mm-hmm.
he wanted me to start young so I can get the feel for it. So when I get old enough to where I gotta use it, I'm already like knowing what I gotta do. So
Mm-hmm.
it helped a lot.
Okay, now walk me through that middle school, man, because I really think that middle school really where you took out, man. I had started hearing like this kid, this 2025 kid, crazy. Like, walk me through that middle school, cause you was in Duncanville middle school, right?
Yeah, I got her in sixth grade.
Okay.
When I was in sixth grade, it was like I got over here not knowing that they the best school to ever walk the planet. Yeah, I got here in sixth grade, not knowing that they're a good top school. Uh, when I got here, it was like I was just here. I had to move here, so I'm here. And when I got to seventh grade, is when I played, and my coaches start talking to me about when I get to high school, what's gonna happen. That's when I started learning about who Duncanville was, all the coaches and stuff like that. What's gonna happen once I get there. So I really started focusing and wanting to get better. So when I get there, I'm not just lost. Some random new freshman coming in, gotta learn
Hmm.
everything. I want to already know that stuff. So my Coach Jay, he worked at the high school already, so he already
Hmm.
knowing what you got to do to be good and start all that stuff up at the high school. So during practice, he'll work with me on that stuff. He'll work on my starts, my releases. Um, he'll put me at quarterback sometimes just in case I got to do this. Our quarterback go down, I got to do this. And from there, he just been helping me a lot.
So I'm pretty sure y'all were pretty cold, man.
Yeah.
Was it a lot of other good guys on the team, and how did that feel if it was to play with some other ballers?
Seventh grade year, it was a nice team. Everybody didn't really know like what they wanted to start playing because in little league you play whatever you want to. You know, they
Hmm.
just put you whatever. They didn't really know like what position they wanted to play, so we were just really learning a lot. But it was a lot of good teams. I mean, a lot of good players on our team. Our quarterback, uh, we had our linebackers, our money Mason, our running back. It was a lot of good people out there on my team. And that eighth grade year is when we really start finding out like what position we wanted to play. And that's when I start playing a receiver and safety, the main two positions that I liked. And I went to quarterback every now and then. I wanted to put our quarterback at receiver because he nice at receiver. He just don't got the little speed for it. But that was it. He got hands.
What
But
was his name? I mean, what's his
we had
name?
a nice squad. Keelan Russell, he the quarterback that we got now, the freshman
Okay.
quarterback at the high school. But we,
So
we had a nice
I
squad.
think eighth grade to me, that's when you start getting that attention. And let me ask you
Yeah.
this too, man. Like honestly, how did it feel to be so young and to already start getting attention?
It really, I ain't gonna lie, it felt amazing. Like knowing I could be this next big thing at Duncanville, trying to be a 5 star, trying to go to college for free, all that helping my mom, knowing that I can do that right now and it starts now, it felt good.
Yeah. How was how was the reaction with your teammates at the school? Like how did people kind of view you as? Was it like I'm a future star or was it like some envy there?
Uh, it really ain't really changed that much, but they really start seeing like how serious they gotta be. Like knowing I just got my first offer. I'm starting to get the attention. They want to hang around me a lot and start working with me and pick my brain about the little things that I try to do on the field and off the field, and that's about it.
So talk to me about when you was going to camps. Like I would see you at D-Rob camp and here and
Mhm.
there. What was your mindset like when you go to them camps as an eighth grader? What was your mindset? What was you going out there to accomplish?
A lot of times when I went out to the camp, I was going with older people. Like I go out there with the 2024, 2023 class, and by that time they were still young and upcoming too, but they was a higher level for me, so they knew more than I do. So I wanted to get up there and go against them so I could see what I need to do growing up and know how I need to play. But going out there, I just wanted to be a competitor, not give up, and do my best every rep I had, and make sure I'm fixing everything that D-Rob tell me after every route and knowing what I need to do. But it was a good camp every time I went out there, mainly.
So walk me through that eighth grade year at Duncanville. Well, I mean, the school out there. What school was it again? Did you go to what school you went to?
I went to Kennemer Middle School.
Okay, walk me through that eighth grade year. How was that
Yeah.
season?
Eighth grade year, it was a rough season,
Mm.
actually. Yeah, seventh grade year, I came in, we were blowing everybody out, having a good year. Eighth grade, a lot of people on other teams started getting a lot of training and stuff like that. So they started moving schools and playing with other cold people, and it was like they started being smart about it. So we played. We started playing our first game. I think we played East, and they didn't really have DeSoto East. My bad.
Yeah,
We played
yeah. I know
DeSoto
when you
East.
say East, I knew who you meant.
Yeah,
But if somebody listening from Florida, they might not know. So yeah, the Soto East.
yeah. We played DeSoto East, and they wasn't really a lot of competition. We beat them, but I didn't. I don't think I played that game. I was out of town with my homeboy from my brother's birthday, so I didn't play that game. They played good without me. Like I start having confidence. Like I'm not just the reason we winning. So
Mhm.
next game come. I think we play McCowan, and it's a lot. It's a couple people on that team that I know. So we talking about that game even before we even start playing them.
Yeah.
And they having a thing to put two people on me or something like that the whole game. And I'm just like, okay, do what you gotta do. And we played them, and it was a little rough. Like I don't know what it was, but it was like it was hard for us to run our plays or something. And ever since then, we had to start actually focusing to do good in practice and not just play around and all that stuff. And our next game came, and I think it was Bird. We played Bird. One of my homeboys had got hurt on that team before we got to play them, so he couldn't even play. He was their best receiver, and he couldn't even play. My other homeboy was the quarterback.
What's their names? Get their names when you talk about them.
It's my man Tyron Polly, and the quarterback is Nathan McCoy. They both
Okay.
at Duncanville right now.
Okay.
Um, we played them, and my homeboy at quarterback, and he just don't know what to do with it. He got to run the ball the whole game because he don't really got nobody to throw it to. So we end up beating them, and it was a rough game because we barely scored. Like it was like a 13-8 type game. They was calling our plays out. At the high school, we run almost the same plays that the high school run, so everybody had the same plays in Duncanville. So we playing them, and they knowing every play we got. So it was hard to run against them. But at the end, it was just family going against family, seeing what
Mhm.
what each other got on each side, and knowing how they're gonna bring it together at the high school. But we when we got to, I think it was district. We got to district. The whole city was talking about that game because it was players on the other team, the Soto West. It was players on that team that I've been playing with since Little League.
Yeah.
They was real good. So they all got to that school and they blowing everybody out 54-0, 60-0. And it was just like they really good now. Like last year that team wasn't the best. But this year they was not being touched. So the whole city came out to watch that game. Our little league coaches came. The high school coaches came to that game. They high school coach came to that game, and when we got to that game, it was like the team just started seeing other stuff. Like our team just started breaking down. So I had to talk to them through that and show them that they got pads on just like we got pads on. We played the same way that they played. Like it's no difference. And we got to the game. We started doing good, running the ball, driving the ball downfield, breaking them down. And second half came and it was just like they fixed like they whole scheme or something. Like they start breaking us down. Like
Wow.
we couldn't do nothing on offense. They was killing us on defense, and it was I don't know, but we
And let
ended.
me say let me say this for everybody listening. These are the kids that go to these schools either going to Duncanville or DeSoto, so
Yeah.
they all know each other. This a rivalry. Who were some of them kids on DeSoto that were cold?
Uh, really the whole team, but the main ones I remember, we had Marshall, Kervin,
Mm-hmm.
Tiger. I think DeAndre Ryden is his name, right? Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Dalen Singleton, Tony Dixon. He go to Duncanville now though.
Okay.
Um, they had another quarterback. His name was Amari. I don't really know his last name.
Oh yeah. How?
I think that's his last name. Yeah,
Yeah.
him.
So how y'all kind of view each other? Do y'all everybody else is such a rivalry with some of these schools?
Uh,
Do y'all look at each other as rivalries or y'all look at each other kind of like homeboys?
it's really still like homeboys, but that game it was definitely a rivalry. Like we was going at it the whole time, talking stuff, getting into it. Like we was feeling it that game. But at the end, it was all family brotherhood. We shook it up and going on to how he was before that game even happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So then talk to me about that jump in high school, man, because you get to high school and now it's like, is he really like that because he's young, or he really like that because he got it? So walk me through when you make that transition from
Uh,
eighth grade into ninth grade, and what was the biggest difference? Because you got put in the fire, didn't you?
yeah, I really did. Like going into high school, it was a little rough because it was bigger players, faster players. It was either faster or the same speed as me. I wasn't the fastest on the field. So once I got there, I had to learn a lot. Like from the coaches, I had to learn a lot how to block, how to run routes, different coverages that they gonna be running to stop me. I had to learn how to beat those. And when I got there, I had to jump straight in the weight room, like to get stronger, all that type of stuff. They didn't really know if I was gonna be like a good fit on varsity because I wasn't as advanced as they was up there. So when I got there, I had to jump straight into that. And first game came, I didn't really play too much. But as the season started going on, I started learning like what our receivers do, like how they play, what I need to do to get open, and how I can build the trust with our coaches and the quarterback so they can get me in the game. And once I got my first play, I think it was sock. It was sock. We played that game. We was doing good that game, and I was blocking good. When we watched it on film, the coach started seeing it, and he really needed the blocking on the field. So that next game we played DeSoto, and the coach started building trust in me to when we run our plays. The quarterback he wanted the quarterback to look at me because I was at practice and I was killing. Like when I did my reps, I was doing good. He wanted to see how I do in the game. So when we got to the game, every play, like I was nonstop doing my job, blocking. If the ball came to me, I was blocking every play. We watched the film, and every play I was doing something. I wasn't just standing there. I wasn't watching the play happen. I was going to do something on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And the coach liked it, and from there, I became a starter from there. And ever since then, I just consistently kept going at it, and that's when my offers started coming. The coaches started seeing something in me. I was different. I was this player that they wanted. I wasn't like the rest. I wasn't this cocky player that they seen talking stuff to players. I don't do none of that. I just play ball.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Now you, bro, here you are. You at a team that went to championship last 3 years at least, 2 or 3 years.
Mhm.
You're a freshman. Like to be a freshman on varsity, bro, is crazy. Like what were your mind at? Like were you confident? Like how do you like walk me through that? Cause that ain't normal, bro. That ain't normal to be at one of the biggest schools, one of the best schools, and you're a freshman and you're on varsity. Like that's like 1 out of 100, bro.
Yeah. Um. To me, I wouldn't say it's a big deal because I've been doing a lot of stuff since I was little that a lot of kids ain't did. So it was just like another accomplishment that I had, So when I got there, it was like I don't know how to explain it. Like it was real shocking though. Like as soon as I got there, I was on varsity. They wanted to see what I got. They wanted to see how cold I was, because a lot of people was talking about me and
Yeah.
knowing that I was cold. So they wanted to see what I was really about. So when I got there is when we start getting to work. They wanted to see how cold I was, what I can do on the field, what I did off the field, how I was keeping not my hygiene, my health, all that stuff together. And I don't even know how to talk about that.
Let me ask you this: how did it feel like going against these guys? Because I know you, there's a couple guys on your defense and in the
Mhm.
secondary who got offers. Like, how
Mhm.
was it battling those guys in practice? Because some of them were older than you, some of them come close to your age, but they were good too though.
Yeah. Every day it's really like it's competition. Like every day they see who on the offense, and it's like they want us to get better. We want them to get better because at the end of the day, we trying to have this state run to make it, and we want them to be at their best, and they want us to be at our best when we play other teams that come together. But
How did you feel as a freshman going against
as
those
a
guys every day?
yeah, as a freshman, it was like it was different because in middle school it wasn't like that. We was all out there doing what we had to do, but it wasn't like as intense. It's real intense in high school. They talking stuff, they get in your head. You gotta focus. You gotta know everything you need to do. Why they
Hmm.
talking stuff? Why they doing everything they got to do to get you off your game? So it was real different, but I had to adapt to the environment as
Who
you.
was? Let me ask you this: who was you just being a freshman? You really a leader, but being a
Yeah.
young pup, who on the team that you seen was like kind of like a leader on the team?
Last year it was
Hmm.
definitely Crook,
Yeah.
definitely Jordan Crook. Yeah,
What
he
what
was
about
like
him?
he
That
was a
what
leader.
leadership attributes made him stand out?
Uh, every day he talking, he telling us what we got to do, how we got to do it. He getting in our head, telling us why we got to get better, what we got to do to get better, and it was just he was the leader. He was definitely the leader on the team.
Yeah, already. Anybody else that was leader? I know he was. Though. I know you finna say him. Anybody else?
It was him. Um, not really
Okay.
nobody else. It,
Okay.
it wasn't it wasn't really nobody else that year.
Okay.
It
And
was
then and then
definitely
talk. Go ahead.
he was definitely the overall leader of the team and made
Okay.
us who we was. Yeah.
Okay. I know y'all had Medlock too, man. He would y'all would feed him a lot. Um, walk me through that championship game though. Y'all make well walk me through the playoffs in general. And then up to when y'all got to state.
I can't really think of all our playoff games,
Okay.
but
I know
uh,
y'all played Mesquite. Y'all played South Lake. I know for sure them two
okay.
teams.
Our first game, I think we played Belton High School, and we watched their film. While we was watching their film, we was examining them like they secondary because we were looking at their secondary,
Hmm.
and we looking at it like we knowing that these kids can't play with us, like they don't got nothing that they can stop us with.
Hmm.
So we running our routes, torching them the whole game, and that game just fly by. Like it's just over with that quick. We got people chilling on the sideline because we see the game is over. We being smart about it. The next game, they say we're gonna play at SMU. We playing Mesquite, our second playoff game. They talking, I don't know what hot stuff over there, thinking they finna beat us. They finna break the gates or something that they said. Cause we say lock the gates at Duncanville. They say they gonna break the gates, something like that. They done made posters and everything. So we get into that game and we jump off quick on their head, defense, sacking the quarterback, hitting the running back, everything. We swarming them. And we got to offense, Medlock busting through the hole, running up the field, getting y'all. And it was just, it was different. It was nothing I have ever seen before in my life. So we end up winning that game. It was, I think we had like 30 something that game. We ended
Nah,
up
that
losing.
game y'all ended up winning by, I think y'all, the final score, I know y'all had scored 50. I
We
was at that
scored
game.
50.
Yeah.
We scored a lot that game, but
Yeah.
that game I scored I think once. It
I think you had a
was
big pass, didn't you?
yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
40, 50-yard pass.
Mm-hmm.
I was at outside and they got this picture of me looked like I was tiptoeing like Dion in the end zone. They said it was purposely, but I really did it on accident trying to break that last tackle, getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
But I did that, and I got another big pass. It was supposed to be a touchdown. Me and the corner was going at it the whole game. Cause that whole year I was taking like all the talk from the corners, the safeties, all that, and I was done dealing with it. So I started retaliating, and me and the corner was going at it the whole game. So I hit him with a release or whatever, ran the field. I'm beating him by like 10 yards on the route. I got the ball. I had to turn around for it. I caught it and I fell at the 50, and he was nowhere near. So that was probably 100-yard touchdown that I had that was gone just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the game, and the next game, who was it? I forgot who we played next.
Like I said, I remember y'all played South Lake, man. I don't know. That might have been a game after that, but I know for sure y'all played South Lake. Let me say this. How I feel, like, do it feel any certain way, like, if you don't get some targets your way?
No, not really, cause I know that we gonna win the game at the end. As long as we doing good and running back hitting the hole, we really like a run offense team with the running backs we be having. So I don't really trip like that. Knowing at the school I rarely get targets. I just gotta make the plays when they come to me. That's all.
Real
That's
talk,
all
real
I
talk.
worry about.
And let's lead up to that championship game. I mean, what was the motivation, nerves? I know you had to overcome some guy stuff that game. I think you missed
Yeah.
one play, and you know that's tough because you're so young, but that's gonna help you grow. Walk me through the emotions leading up to that game or at that game.
At the game, it was a play that we was running all year. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it wasn't for me, but I haven't been getting that ball the whole game. Like it was the first time somebody left it open, so I wasn't ready for it. And when he threw it, it was shocking to me, but at the same time, it was like it was finna happen, so I had to go get it. And when the ball came to me, it was like I don't know. I wasn't. I feel like I wasn't ready for it. And when I dropped it, it threw my whole mind off because I've been catching passes like that all season. I would get underthrown all season, making plays, making the quarterback look good. So when I dropped that pass, it threw me all the way off. But when I got to the sideline, my teammates talked to me, my coaches talked to me, and they threw it at my head just in a snap of a finger. So when we got to that game, it was like all the DBs that they was talking about that was gonna lock me up, all that went out my head. They was just another player on the field, just like me that I was playing against. So playing against them, it was just like they was advanced players. Like they were still players on the field. They were just advanced and knew what they was doing. So I had to actually read them to know what I need to do on the field. And every time I got open, it was like the plays was just not happening.
Yeah.
So
Now when we look at a team like that, like y'all, they've been a real big thorn in Duncanville side the past 3 years. That's Houston North Shore. What made them stand out? Was it speed? Was it size? Was it like you just said they were? You know what I'm saying? What you just said. What made that team stand out? I mean, it wasn't a blowout game, but
yeah, it
what
was a
made
real
them stand
close.
out?
They was nice. I would say really it was
They had a
technique
nice little quarterback too.
and coaching. They court he was nice as
Yeah.
a to be a freshman. Nice. He definitely surprised me too. But
Go ahead. My bad, me, cause y'all.
as a team, I say technique and coaching,
Mm.
knowing like they strategy come in the game and they stuck with it the whole game. Like they man us up. They knew what they was doing. So that's definitely the reason that I think that they stayed in the game.
So was the size pretty? Like the size was pretty much the
The,
same.
yeah, the size was pretty equal on both sides. They had some good players. We had good players. They was big. We had big players. It matched up really well.
Okay, good size. So you say they were kind of like they were more technical.
Yeah, that was more technique. Yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Because that whenever I talk to a player that play a high level team and get beat, they say the team they were more technically sound.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I hear that
That's
over and over
really
again.
all you have to it. When a team good, they know what their technique is. They know what they need to do to beat the other player.
So walk me through. You're in there. This summer come. What was your mindset? What was your mindset in this spring, this summer, and then walk me through how some of them offers came in? Because I know you went up another level even with the offers.
hmm Um, this summer, I would say I was more determined this summer, like knowing what I need to do to get back to state, doing what I need to do to win state, all the lacking that I did last year as a team that we did as receivers, knowing that we gotta fix it this year because we all want that ring at the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm.
we shed a lot of tears, all that, knowing we didn't want to feel none of that no more. We wanted to go back and take it all for ourselves. So we had to come together as a team, and me knowing that I made it happen soon as I got there, and we wrote all our stuff down on the board, all our accomplishments, all that stuff. And when we seen it, we knew how hard we had to work this summer because last summer we didn't put in all the work that we should have. So I wouldn't let no lacking happen. We went straight to it as soon as I got there.
Then walk me through the offers. Any new offers come about during the spring and the summertime?
Um, I can't really name one. I
I
know
feel like you. I feel like you did.
I definitely got some. I know I did. Cause last year I ain't have too many. I think I had like 15. I think last year. I definitely got some this year. I can't really name them. I know I got Texas A&M
That's how you
this.
know you got a lot. Douglas, I can't even name them.
Yeah, I think I got Texas A&M. I got OU. Um,
UT, I think, didn't you?
I did get UT. I got UT. Um, it was another one.
Probably dang near everybody, man. I'm guessing.
I can't name them.
But yeah, but like I said, at least it's at least probably it's at least over 15.
Yeah, it's over 15.
So how you view that process? Now you still young, so I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you ain't even close to making a decision. But how you view that? Like, I mean, we're in the age now where kind of social media, everybody let us post their offers, post
Mm-hmm.
their rankings and stuff. Like, how
Yeah.
you kind of handle that? What's your view on that?
Um, I really don't let the social media get to me. You know, I rarely be on Twitter. I rarely be on Instagram, all that. So I really don't let it get to me. It's a lot of people on Twitter talking about me. A lot of people on Instagram hating on me. I got all my offers. I'm overrated, this and this. I don't let it phase me because I know what I can do personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody know me as personally as I do and my mom. So she talked to me about that stuff, telling me that all that stuff don't need to be getting in my head, all the stuff I need to worry about so I can be successful because that's who I want to take care of when I get older.
Mm-hmm. Have you went on any visits?
I have been to Texas and OU. Yeah, that's it. Just Texas and OU.
How were them visits? What's that process like?
I really love both of them. They both really family orientated. Like they big on family. They big on life after football. Like they worried about winning championships, all that, but they want you to be great outside of football. They want you to be a good person outside of football. So I really liked how they put that into our head.
We're gonna wrap it up with these two. What's your goals coming into this year, and then talk about what's some advice would you give to some young ballers.
My goals for this year are just get better, and when I get to state, we taking it all. Really, that's all I'm focusing on this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
my for the young ballers, I just say keep going and don't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you do best.
You gotta give me something else than that. I mean, 'cause you been there, man. Like what they need to work on, how they need to take that game to another level.
I wouldn't just say go to D-Rob.
But okay. Phrase it like this: should they do you think they need to be like getting extra training, lifting weights, like from that perspective?
Definitely. 7. I think it's start 7th grade is when you need to start lifting weights for real. Like okay. start being prepared and get focused and know what you want to do in life early, so you can know how to start preparing yourself for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 50 minutes in, man. That's a wrap. Dakorien Moore, number one, probably the player in the 2025. So I'm gonna post a little snippets on Twitter, and if you got any football pictures, send me a couple of them. All right.
All right.
Okay, bro. That's it. Take care.
So.
All right, bro.
1st and 10 from the 42. Russell going deep, does have a man. That one's caught in stride by Dakorien Moore. The sophomore takes it into the red zone. It'll be first down, Duncanville, down at the 12-yard line. I believe, let's see, they marked that at the 15-yard line, but it's a big strike of 44 yards.
Now Dakorien Moore, just a sophomore.